So today I have a riddle for you guys. I want you guys to try to figure it out. I'm number 82. I'm the one to take down Rome. I'm easy to find. I'm poison. I'm still here. What am I?
Is it lead?
Yeah, it's lead.
No.
So today I'm here to give for my communication project. I'm going to give a speech. It's sort of like a one-man skit on the Flint, Michigan water crisis. I've done research for the past few months on this subject. And so first off, I'm going to start by going and giving a rundown on how it happened, giving you sort of like a live look into what happened in Flint, a perspective from a parent, and then giving you the scientific background as to what exactly happened in Flint through one of the caregivers at Flint who did some research on kids' elevated blood levels. So, live in Flint. Right now I'm the Detroit City Council. By 2017 we have to build a new pipeline in order to provide people with clean and access to more free, water. For all those in favor, I want all of you to say aye, those say nay. It looks like the ayes have it with 7 and 1 nay. Looks like we'll be building the pipeline by 2017. So right now I'll transform into the film official. Well, it looks like we have our contract with Detroit, but it's running up. We only got 1 year left in order to get people their water. Does anybody have any ideas as to what we can do in order to get these people water? Maybe a clean and a cheaper way in order for people to have access to water. I'm looking at the reports. It looks like some are just saying that we should just switch to the Flint water. It's much cheaper than paying Detroit and its water source the money. Plus, we can get it done much quicker and easier. Looks like the cost, yeah, it's looking really great. I think we can do this, especially with our finances this year. This is looking like a great deal. So now we'll transition into the. So next, the Flint officials they thought the pipeline switching to Flint water would be a great idea. Not only did they realize that after years of environmental dumpage into the river, they wanted to switch into it a few days later. So now the site where the water change happened. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for coming today. Today is a great day. We're switching water sources to the Flint River. Now this will cut back money and cost for the whole city. So first off, I want to thank all of you for coming. So financially, this was one of the best decisions we've probably made in a long time. I want to thank all of you for coming here today and to Flint. To clean Flint water. So now, to give you some backstory as to what happened after the switch, many of the families were starting to see the changes and the effects the water had for their city. People were having complaints that water was smelling foul. It was gray with solid chunks in it, and people were getting rashes. One mother noticed that something wasn't right with the water. Custom cheap.
Oh my god.
Right? It's cold in Flint. It's Michigan. Right. I remember the day. It was summer 2014. I remember my little kid Gavin. He was just swimming in the pool, doing his daily backstrokes, just swimming, having a fun time. I remember he came out of the water. The first thing I noticed was that there's these weird red rashes on him. So as a concerned mother, I kind of took him to the doctor right away. But the doctor sort of brushed it off as scabies and dermatitis. But I still had this urgent feeling that something was wrong with that water. Later that week, I scheduled sort of like a block party for the whole neighborhood. They all came to my house. All the kids were in my pool. And me and some of the other parents started to notice that it wasn't only that the other kids had the rashes, They're feeling itchy. Some hair was still coming out of the water. All of us had this concerned look on our face, thinking something's not right. Even though we were told by the Flint officials that our water was safe, we were able to drink it, we were able to use it. We knew there was something wrong. So, and then my daughter, she was taking a shower one night, and I was in the kitchen. She yelled, "Mom, Mom!" She wanted me to come with her. I ran up the stairs as fast as possible, and I noticed there was these large clumps of hair coming out of her. She's like, "Mom, there's hair coming out of me." I was just, it was something I didn't want to see. So over the past couple of months, me and all the other parents were at the hearings, telling the officials that there's something wrong in our water, but they weren't listening. They were just telling us, it's fine, there's nothing wrong with the water. All you need to do is just run it for 30 minutes and it should be good for use. We kept doing that for the next couple of months, and honestly, we kept on seeing the same effects that we saw in the beginning. Nothing seemed to have changed. So I called in one of the water officials to check on our water and test it for any contaminants, and later we realized that, well, there was lead in our water. And some of the tests came back with at least more than 100 parts per billion of lead in the water, and it was just something drastic. We were being told to our faces by the Flint officials that our water is safe, we're able to drink it, but little did we know, we were actually poisoning our kids. So that was one of the stories that came out of Flint, Michigan, as to how people were being affected by differently. Now there was two major scientific researches done to the Flint water. One was testing the water lead levels and the blood levels of kids. Now, Hannah and Letitia, a local doctor, did some research on the kids of Flint and testing their blood levels. So, I was looking at that. So me and my crew, we tested the different blood levels across Flint. We had seen some past research done by Mark Edwards at Virginia Tech, civil engineer, and he found that much of the elevated water lead levels was high. Some of the houses were averaging around 200 parts per billion, and one house was about 10,000 parts per billion. Now this is a major thing happening within our city. First of all, there's some major laws that are being broken. First off, we have the Clean Water Act, which was a couple months into the change in the Flint River water, was that there was a large amount of E. coli found in there, which is again a violation of the Safe Water Drinking Act. What?
Nine.
Oh, I thought you were.
No.
There was high levels of chloride to sulfate mass ratios. And we also found that there was no corrosive inhibitor. Now this corrosive inhibitor is what essentially leaked lead into much of Flint's water. Because the chloride is a high, it's corrosive enough to deteriorate some of the lead pipes and leave the lead ions into the water. Now we conducted research on Flint and its water, and we found that about 10 to 80% of the pipes in Flint were still made out of lead. Now, some of the research we conducted on the kids found that, yes, they did have lead in their blood. The children averaging around 6 parts per billion of lead within their blood. Now, no lead is safe with any human body. The least amount we could intake is about 10 parts per billion. And kids can absorb more lead than adults can by about 50%. It can be dangerous, especially in children. It can lead to neurological damage and leads to terrible effects later on in life, both in school and out. But lead poisoning can still last up to at least 3 generations until the effects are minimal or not seen at all. So that's kind of the end of the skit. I want to thank you guys for listening. today I talked about what exactly happened in Flint, Michigan, sort of through a skit, and I just really wanted to catch you guys up on what was happening. Now, recently, Obama came in a few days ago to talk to some of the people in Flint by telling them that if they use one of their filters that they've distributed to most of Flint, that their water is safe to drink. He even tested it on stage. And honestly, something like this shouldn't really happen, especially in modern days. I mean, I hate saying this, but it's 2016. It's not the olden days where we used lead for everything, like back in the 60s. And honestly, it's a terrible thing that what happened to some of the kids. They'll be dealing with this for the rest of their lives. And it could have been dealt with earlier with prevention by using a corrosive inhibitor, which actually only costs about $80 a day. But it was a cheap way and sort of greedy way into getting out of that and trying to save money for the whole city.